See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, scary route today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day, but not talking intoxicating rage, not this intoxicating. This is far more tragic than what's comprehended. This has got to stop. I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition. Believe it, especially when you hate and aim to kill a man.
Get a clap in here, my guy. Yeah. In the building tonight. You feel me? COTB, the dopest, man. Of course, you know the vibes. Of course, you can come to, but right here for all the dopest live is information in the city and around the world, around the country, man. Thinking outside the box is here for another episode 61. Sir. Oh my God. Indeed. Shout out to all our viewers, man. Wherever you are tuning in to, COTB, the dopest. COTB 2020, right? On IG, on Facebook. To all our people all around the world, listen to us right now on the car, at the gym, at the gig, right? Yeah. Shout out to people that's listening to us live. All our live viewers, man, be sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share right now to the convo we about to talk about, man. So all the people listening on iHeart, man, to the people that's listening on Spotify, man. Look, we appreciate all the views, man. We couldn't do this without you guys, man. We rock because of y'all, all right? We got a lot to talk about tonight, man, and this is going to be one of those shows that I am going to learn a lot. I'm so glad to have these brothers in the building, man. Let's get the thinkers involved, man, one more time. Welcome to COTV, man. Thinking outside the box, the dopest show in the streets. Let's get to it, man. Look, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get the thinkers involved right now to the panel. We're going to start with Captain Controversial over here, Moolah Monster. What's up, bro? Where can they find you?
Man, good evening, fellas, man. First of all, I was y'all weekend. Everything was good, man.
Yeah, you know how it go.
Yeah, we got the winter weekend.
Yeah. All right, well, y'all can find me at moolahmonster.com. Go check us out, man. We got all the lavish gear, man. And you can find some of our footage on the behind the scenes, up here at the podcast. And I want to shout out to all the people from Detroit, all the people from Atlanta.
Indeed.
Man, y'all been looking out. Texas. Hey, man, salute. Thanks for supporting.
Yeah, it is, man. Well, of course, we love y'all, man. We couldn't rock without y'all. So keep doing what you're doing, making us go strong each and every episode, man, because it's only going to get more crazy as the summer comes. Right across from him, that gospel artist, pastor, the homie D Jenkins, bro. What's up, bro? When they find you?
What up, great people? You can find me at DJenkins_25 on YouTube and at DJenkins_25 on TikTok. Man, y'all check it out. Get in tune. And of course, always you catch me at TOTB_show on YouTube as well. And here on NDTV. Get in tune and stay in tune.
Stay in tune. Shout out to NDTV, man, as we continue to rock right here. So many events coming up. Like he said, go follow D Jenkins on TikTok. He's been doing some heavy creations on there, man. So shout out to the bro on that. You
better catch up. Catch up.
For sure. We have the honor of having some very well-spoken young men here. I'm honored to have them on the platform. We got our guys from Social Storm up in the building here.
Yeah.
My guys. Welcome to the show. You feel me? All right, my man. We got Corey. What's up, my guy? Tell the people, man, where can they find you at?
Yes. So my name is Corey Phillips. I'm the founder and CEO of Social Storm. And you can find me on Instagram at CoreyPhillips3, or you can follow us on Social Storm Network.
Nice. Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you.
We ready. I'm ready to learn, bro. So get me together, all right? For sure. My man right here, man, his voice deeper than mine. So you like, you feel me?
Oh, man.
What's up, Ian, man? What can they find you at, bro?
Man, appreciate you, Reggie. Appreciate y'all, Moolah, and the game, the group, man. So my name is Ian Alphonse. Currently, I'm a sophomore at North Central College, and where you can find me, Ian Alphonse on Instagram. So it's EAN Alphonse. I'm also the co-founder of Social Storm. So Social Storm Network, that's where you can find us, man. Have a good rest of y'all's time.
Oh, man. Okay. It's about to be one of them shows here, man. So look, whatever y'all doing, one more time, get in tune to all our viewers and our listeners. Once again, thank y'all, man. Let us know, give us the feedback on these shows, man, because we look forward to the responses We already know y'all gonna do that, but we want to look forward to the responses of our people in the nation. All right, we got a lot to talk about. There's so much going on in the world. Of course, the pulse of our city. You know, Chicago is just a small part of this world, but there's a lot going on in our city and around the world. And we are blessed to have these brothers on the platform. We love having people here that educate our viewers. You know, you guys have been doing a lot around the city, just around the world in general, as far as education. Tell the people a little bit more about how Social Storm got started.
Yes, so Social Storm is a media company where we educate teens and young adults about investing in financial literacy for economic development. Mm-hmm. I started investing in the stock market when I was 16 years old. And when I became a freshman in college, I started making content because it's usually given in a way where people can't really understand it, or it's not really people can't really relate it to our community. Mm-hmm. So I just started making videos in my college dorm room. And then I met Ian my sophomore year of college. And then we started creating events, educating over 1,000 young people in 2024, doing financial literacy workshops, teaching about entrepreneurship, as well as creating a platform where they can become the next generation of leaders.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited. wait. I'm for real. Like, no lie. Look, the reason I'm so excited is because I had to go register my middle son for high school for his freshman year in 8th grade. And one of the things when you register for high school, you know, they send you in this room where they get like all these social clubs. And one of the clubs he got, it was this white guy with glasses, and I kept seeing everybody pass him. So we went over there. And as soon as we went over there, my son beat me to him. And when I see him, he already signed up. Now, he didn't pass all these other things, you know, all these other clubs, and he started signing up. I said, "What you signing up for?" And it was for it had to do with finance. He was teaching them like the stock market and things like that. So he had already signed up. The reason he had already signed up before I got there was because I've been telling him and my 6th grader, I've been telling him this for the past 2 years. I said, as you grow, I said, one thing I hate that when I was in high school, you know, we had a thing called the DECA program where they taught us how to work and they to go work. And then they used to teach us how to read the stock market and how to invest. And I said, I should have stuck with that. So I tell them, as you go to high school, I said, when you get in tune with somebody who's teaching you this stuff, this is what you learn. I said, you learn this stuff because this is how we fall. We get caught behind the 8 ball a lot because we don't realize it's a much easier way to advance in life, especially financially, if you understand these type of things rather than just thinking, oh, I got to be a basketball player, or I got to be a football player. You know what I mean? I'm not nothing wrong with chasing your dreams, but I want you to get in tune with these things. So when he did that, I was so excited. He like, yeah. And he already on the basketball team. So he like, man, this is my club. So he like, Dad, all I got to do is lock into these two, right? Stay on basketball. I'm like, exactly. And then now to meet you guys here and make this connect with y'all. See, now I feel like, man, hey, I got somebody I can see you to go talk to. I can sit you down with. They can school you on.
Right, yeah. You know, that's what it's about finding some outlets where people can, you know, because y'all guys' antennas went up about, you know, learning about financial literacy and stuff like that when y'all got to college, right? So I think, you know, we were just talking earlier about how people, like, we'd never been shown that when we was young. It was all about, like you said, sports and other things like that. It wasn't never about, you know, financial literacy, financial independence. You know what I'm saying? How you can gain, you know, use your smart money, invest in your money, invest in things that you get from your job, as far as money, and invest it over here where you can gain some freedom. You know what I'm saying? So always living check for check. So I definitely I just want to ask y'all one thing too, man. All right. Like, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay?
Man, it makes me surprised that, you know, I'm 20 doing all this stuff.
You 20 years old?
20 years old?
Yeah.
Wow. Man, boy, look.
Wow.
I'm 21.
Look at God, bro. Look at God. Whew. That's a blessing.
But I want to ask you a question, though. How important is investing to y'all? How important is it? If somebody right now was scared, they want to invest, but they scared to jump off the porch, what would you tell them? No, you first.
The main thing I'd say for people that want to start investing that are scared is understanding that this is something that can provide you freedom beyond today. And at the end of the day, the price of the dollar is going down with inflation. The price of goods and living is going up as we speak. And especially in the times of uncertainty where we have the stock market right now and correction territory, it's important to buy good companies at a discount. So if someone doesn't know what to buy or what to look at, it's important to just start and learn, because if you never take action, you'll never ever reach those goals. So you'll be able to take that first step and be able to read a book, learn about the information, educate themselves. What the stock market is, what different types of investments, what type of goals that they want in their life, and how they can kind of get those tools to where they want to be.
Okay.
Not you.
I mean, really, to add on to that, it's really about just putting your best self forward. Like, you got to bet on yourself, and there's all these other outlets, but you can always be a consumer of products. But it's like, how can you add on to yourself in your future? And when it comes to financial literacy and putting your money into the stock market, that's the way in which you can do that in the future for yourself, for your family, and for the people that you want to provide for when you leave this earth. So that's how I feel.
Generational wealth. That's really what the investing at the end of the day is, right?
Very well said. And with that being said, today's topic is bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Like this young man just said, he said, bet on yourself. You got to be willing to step out and bet on yourself. You know, so many of us, you know, we like I said, we look to sports as a way out to make a lot of money, or to put yourself in a position where you can be free from working a 9 to 5, not really realizing that you're enslaved to that team when you go to do sports and things like that. And even in regards to a company or business, but don't be afraid at doing something that is more so investing into your wealth, as far as investing in yourself, like taking a chance on yourself and your knowledge, your wisdom of the stock market, your wisdom of business, your wisdom of financial literacy, and taking a chance of some things that could put you in position that you can be your own boss. You know, you can be your own boss, but you got to bet on yourself. You got to get out there and take a chance. You know, one of the things, I don't know how you feel about this, but like crypto, I don't know if, you know, I'm gonna ask you about it. You know, one thing I always looked at was when I got married. You know, me and my wife got married. Bitcoin was 10 cents. I said, man, if some people before me would have told me, and we spent some money on our wedding, like if they would have told me just buy $100 of Bitcoin, you mean to tell me? At one point in time, like right now, I would have $80 million. Like, are you serious? So I've taken it to the point where I'm like, well, I don't want to get caught behind the 8 ball again, man. So I'm looking at certain things and looking up certain things, and I'm choosing a certain crypto that I'm choosing to invest in, right? And as people say, but you know, they so scared and they so worried about getting a turnaround right now in their money. I say, I look at it like this, right? I see some things that I invest in, and the reason I'm not saying those things because I don't want people to say, "Oh, you told me to invest in this." I ain't giving you no advice as far as that. Right. But what I'm telling you is, there's some things I chose to invest in, and when I invest in them, I'm not looking for a return right now. I'm looking for a long term. So when I buy them, it's just like if I buy a meal. You know what I'm saying? That money is spent, so I ain't worrying about trading it in until I see a substantial increase, like I've seen in Bitcoin. You see what I'm saying? So whether it go up or it go down, I still don't lose the amount of coins that I have. So I'm looking for that outcome to be something, you know, significant later on down the line. But you got to go in with the mind state that it's just like if I sit down and buy a meal. Once you pay for that meal, once you eat that meal, it's gone. Yeah. But the only difference here is I can get a return on it. Right. You know. So my question, so what do you guys think about crypto?
I believe that crypto is something that is very important towards the future. Okay. It has a lot of risk, but most people don't understand what crypto is in general. If you look at Bitcoin, it's a decentralized currency where people can be able to transfer assets from one point to another. We look at the devaluation of the US dollar over time, and as it's kind of like a hedge towards gold, how people say buy gold. In the future, people might say buy Bitcoin. And the thing about Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is what runs the whole entire crypto market. And that has the strongest narrative. So different countries, different places around the world, people are buying that up. And I believe that's something that people can get into, but understanding the risk to reward, that it could go up 100, 200, 300% a year, but it can also go down that same amount. So understanding your risk tolerance before you invest, but I believe that is something that people can use as far as asset allocation, having percentage in cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, but understand that you want to hold it over 10 plus years. You don't want to plan on thinking, oh, I'm gonna get this gain today, every other day. Like it could go down. Like if the US stock market doesn't go up, Bitcoin is not going up. Right. So understanding the whole entire ecosystem, the 4-year cycles of crypto, and what the main intention behind it. But that's what I feel like is a good thing towards the future, but understanding that there's a huge risk to it. But it's something that's definitely people are continuing to go talk to a lot of people that work at these banks. A lot of these banks are offering Bitcoin ETFs. So people that want to have exposure to the cryptocurrency, an ETF is like a batch of companies. If they don't want to buy a full share, they don't have to buy a full $90,000 in Bitcoin. You can put as little as $1 or $5, depending on what trading platform. So a lot of people can get into it and get significant returns. It may potentially go. People say it could go up to $1 million in the future. That may be up to interpretation of what type of track you're finding. But every single year, you look at the last 10 years, the lows of each and every year has gone up significantly every year, regardless of how high it went to 100,000 and went down to 40,000. It went up over time. It's the only cryptocurrency that has a proven track record of appreciating over the last 10 years. So that's something that's very important to understand the risk towards investing in it. But I believe it's important to many investors to understand how it works.
So do you own any crypto?
Do you own?
Yeah. Do you own?
Yes, I do. I have Bitcoin.
Okay. So y'all had an event Thursday. Tell us about the event.
Right on.
So Thursday was our second event of our Empowering Our Future series. So it's a series where we had about 6 different entrepreneurs and leaders across the city of Chicago, all in business and all doing great things in the community. We want to emphasize how we can continue to collaborate with other like-minded individuals.
I like that.
I like that.
I know where we at, man. TOTB, the dopest. Where else you gonna come to get that type of information right here in your own city or wherever city you in, right? Heavy knowledge you just dropped there. At this age that you guys are at, I think about when I was you guys' age, in college, I just lost my mom as well. So that changed a lot of different things as far as mentally how I will be setting myself up for the next few years, and of course people around the world go through things at 19, 20, 21, etc., right? That changes the landscape of their life. Where do you feel like you're at now mentally that will propel you the next 10 years financially?
Right now, mentally, in regards to living below my means and acting through, not my emotions, but acting through facts, like understanding that, this is what I need to do versus this is what I want to do. And I'm more so acting through things that I must do so I can prepare myself for the future, for the 10 years. And that might be, instead of probably playing a video game or using a distraction, I might, read a book or listen to a podcast, tap into what you guys have going on and the knowledge that you guys build through this podcast. And doing so, it compounds like a stock. It compounds over time. The knowledge that I'm getting, and like you said, the future in 10 years, that's gonna build me into the man that
Miss, one more time.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first thing you said? Can you say that again?
Oh man.
You at a point of living where?
You said living where?
Below his means.
Below your
means. Right.
Man, that is
at 20 years
at
old.
20 years old. I'm damn.
I mean, I can say it like this: like once if you can live a certain way for so long, and then you get you another job that gives you more money. People like to go and say, "I got more money, so I can put on more expenses." What if you got more money and you stayed at the living expenses that you currently have, and then kept that money to save it towards investment property like crypto or real estate or any other platform, Acorn, or give it to the charity.
Man, the charity. So all you guys at 20 think it's all about splurging, and you thinking you better think about your future.
Get off the video game.
Get off the video game.
Tell you, get off the video. And if you ain't a baller, put that ball down and go pick up some books and read.
Hey, unless you're streaming on a video game and you making money already, because it's good money in streaming, correct?
That's right.
Some good money in streaming. That's a good thing too. So yeah.
But you still got to pick up the book.
You still definitely. Hey,
because at the end of the day,
I got a question also.
Podcast,
so
learn it.
During the times y'all speak, right? What's the feedback y'all get from y'all peers?
A lot of the feedback that we get through a lot of our peers, that a lot of this information is giving them a platform where they can continue to be themselves and also get actionable steps. A lot of these workshops, I don't really just try to break it down like I'm someone on Wall Street. I relate to them as if I'm a regular person and every day. Where you can be able to start. You don't need to be a millionaire to start investing. You don't need you don't need to have this most sophisticated stock pick to be able to be a successful investor. It starts with just your mindset and the type of people that you have in your life and how you're able to use that and share that to your family.
Right.
And understanding that this is not just individually, but it's as a community. Get our community, get people to open up their brokerage accounts, get them to start their retirements, to go and continue to invest in their, max out their Roth IRAs, 401ks, start their 529 plans, and get them to the mindset that they can be wealthy. And understanding that when they see someone else like me, that might be African Americans, people like Ian, us collaborating, that's something that they can continue to have within their community and build at as they get older, to teach people in their community, to help their friends, help their family, but also promote growth and collaboration and positivity that's often not shown through traditional media.
True.
It's something that a lot of people come and they're just excited to learn more and continue to just build and share the information.
So Corey, you telling me at 21, right? you can help, and I'm really asking you this question because you can help somebody, say they just retired, right? And they got a big lump sum, or not even just retired. Say someone is leaving their job and they want to pull down their retirement. You can give some solid advice and you can help them invest the money that they may pull down from a retirement fund into making it work for them for a long term and make them even more money over a 10-year period.
Yeah, so I'm not a financial advisor. I have all this information through my experience investing myself and also a lot of the books, but through my education that people can learn, I could definitely help people learn how to manage their money, understanding that you don't have to go to a financial advisor. In fact, 90% of active managers do not outperform the market.
Right.
So understanding that people can do that within themselves and understanding how the market works, how the mindset of an investor, so that they can make smart financial decisions regardless of what profession and how much money they have. That your average day person that's making 50, 60,000, if they get started early, they can become a multimillionaire just by starting early. And someone that is investing can make a significant amount of money just by being able to make picks into indexes and ETFs and be able to just have that mindset of making their money work for them. Just being able to, instead of maybe buying an expensive car, or being able to go on a lot of expensive vacations, or being able to set up their children, like even though they might not have time now, they can be able to set their kids up by putting a percentage in their account, or being able to invest that into a business or things like that, so they can just be able to, depending on what their goals are, be better financially than where they were today or like yesterday. But many people I say to investing is that the best day to start was yesterday, but the next best time to start is today. So don't let that stop you, even if you might be older in age. You can definitely start today. It's better than not doing it at all, so that people in our communities can be free financially and use it in other aspects of their life.
And you know what, Grant? People, the financial advisors starting to be obsolete also, and just like agents, because now there's so much information that they don't need that. Just like Jaylen Brown for the Celtics. He don't have, you know what I'm saying? He did it all himself. Yeah. Why give that agent $10 million of his $300 million, and that can go to him or his charity, whatever he want to do with it. Like, so I'm thinking, right now there's so much information out there, and that's the key to really, what we're talking about, information. You know what I'm saying? And why do it take so many people so long though? If the information is out there, why does it take them so long to jump off the porch?
Today is kind of complex because today it's not that we have a lack of information, we have an over influx of information. We have so much information where people are continuing to be distracted on things that aren't matter, that they're indecisive on making the things that do matter to help change their life. So for me, I say a lot of young people and people in general just need to have more time to focus on what really matters. Does this video game really matter? Does social media really matter? Does this TV show really matter? Or do I need to read this book about financial literacy? Or do I need to go to this webinar? Do I need to go to this event? We have the same 24 hours in a day, but how are we going to spend it? Am I spending my time on social media looking at different rappers and artists do their things about things in the community? Or are you listening to financial educators or talking about real estate, talking about how to build trust, how to build generational wealth? That's one thing I did when I was 16 years old. I told myself, I'm going to do whatever it takes to become wealthy. I unfollowed the rappers. I unfollowed the certain people that aren't productive towards me.
Sexy Reds.
And started following all the business people. So I see that content each and every day. So everyone else is looking at the TikTok dances and trends.
Right.
I'm looking at how to invest into a Roth IRA, how to invest in S&P 500, what books I can read to recommend. So it trained my mind in order to learn this information to the point where I'm 21 years old, now investing for over 5 years, outperforming the S&P 500. So being able to share that information just by training my mind, especially now at a young age, it's important on what you put your mind to and what your attention is to, because this time, the most important time with AI, artificial intelligence and all this information is the ability to focus.
Yeah.
Whether that's 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. The more time you focus on what matters is what's going to set you up for the next 30, 40, 50 years. Yeah. So that's what I'd say for a lot of young people, they want to get started. They should have the ability to focus on what truly matters.
Y'all better pay attention.
Man, I hope y'all listening to this out here, man.
So y'all building legacies around here.
Right on. A quote that somebody told me that, Chadwick Boseman said, or I'm going to say it's similar. It's not going to be exactly what Chadwick said, but he said, I want to leave this earth for nothing, knowing that I gave everything, to my people. So that's really what,
legacy. That's definitely is.
Because you always learning, you always growing, you always developing. So it's like, as I'm going and growing, I don't want to just keep this to myself, because it's going to die with me. I don't want it to die with me. I want it to go to somebody else. I want this information and this knowledge to go to somebody else. And it's like, that's the importance. Don't be a gatekeeper to your own people.
I feel like it's so important. I feel like being able to go into any room, I'm able to leave the room better than where it was before. And at the end of the day, when I leave this earth, I want to be able to impact people that might feel like they don't have a person in their life to be able to share this information and believe that they can reach their fullest potential. But creating a platform, showcasing something that people can continue to build off of in their own life. It might not impact everyone, but there might be one person, there might be one of my workshops, there might be the next entrepreneur, the next leader, the next president. And we just need more positive people that showcasing that outside of just athletics and entertainment. We love entertainment, athletics, which we dominate, but it's only one aspect of culture. That's not culture as the whole entire thing. Yeah. So we need more people that's in business. We need more people that's in artificial intelligence. We need engineers. We need doctors. We need health and wellness. We need all these different things so that we have access and continue to educate people towards things that continue to elevate us as people.
Right on.
Excellent. Because those one thing do not define us. One thing does not define us. I see y'all on here sending up the hearts, man. If y'all got questions, make sure y'all send them in so I can ask these brothers any questions you get. Make sure you send them in. Send them in.
I want to, I love the vibe and the energy and the knowledge that we're gaining here from these young brothers. So continue to, do what you do and sow the seeds of knowledge to anybody that has ears that's around you, because they're needed. I do have one question though that's a little bit off kilter, but it's kind of in kilter. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
Who is your all-time favorite NBA?
Please, let's not have to be one say Michael, one say James. All right, I'm just gonna say it from personality and from my perspective. I grew up really watching D Rose.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a better perspective. Okay. Instead of just saying what everybody else would say. Let's say something different. The reason why I say Derrick Rose is because I grew up knowing him. My sister, she's 12 years older than me, so she grew up, playing basketball and being in his camps and things like that. And I grew up and had the same legacy. I actually played in his camps at the Kroc Center. Ooh. And I won my first championship at the Kroc Center. One of my first championships. So it was a good experience, and to see him in person and see how he carries himself and controls the room and adds to the communities through all the ways in which he funds the communities and things like that. I really did love him for his personality, and to see his clips. When I look back at his old clips, because I don't think I was old enough to remember all the good things that he did on the court. But just to look back at his clips and see the dedication that he had towards the sport, I feel like, no fame, no nothing can take away from the fact that he's a good guy. And I feel like my person is gonna be Derrick Rose. That's it.
Rose.
Love it.
Love
Love it.
All right. What you got?
I'd say my favorite NBA player growing up, I'd say probably would be Jimmy Butler.
We on the same team then, yeah. I mess with that.
He had to overcome a lot of adversity because I feel like a lot of people, when they come to athletes, they see their success, but they don't see where they came from him being homeless, from him not being the top NBA pick to being an NBA All-Star on the Bulls and every other team that he went to. I feel like being an athlete myself, I always had to overcome not being the tallest, not being the biggest, not being the first person that people picked. He's someone that resonated to because he was overlooked. And once he was able to put in that work, he got better each and every year and eventually leading whatever team was on to the playoffs and NBA championship. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people need to understand, that it's not about being the most liked, not being what everybody thinks. If you're the best or not, you have to believe in yourself and your abilities before anyone else does. And be able to put that work in regardless of who's looking. You never know where that might take you. Don't let those people in your community tell you that you're not good enough to do something. That goes with anything. And I just loved his work ethic, and that just inspired me, especially playing basketball, for me to make the basketball team my freshman year, even though I wasn't the tallest. And me to be able to advocate for whatever I'm doing as far as my mindset, that's someone who truly I love. From being a Chicago Bulls fan, anywhere he goes, I always have respect. Now at Golden State, doing an amazing job. It's just amazing seeing how his career progressed, and now just seeing that how I can apply those same lessons to my life.
Too bad he got hurt, man.
Man, can I add to that, man? Just bringing it back to the main conversation about betting on yourself. You know,
there we go.
Both of those guys, both of those guys had to get through some adversity. And I know, like you said, Jimmy Butler, he was homeless. Bet on himself, and he told himself he was gonna go and do it. He was gonna go and win. You know, like he said, man, our boy D Rose got hurt. He could have just sold his career. He could have been done. He could have told himself, man, I can't do this no more. But it's like at the end of the day, Derrick Rose, he picked himself up by his bootstraps. He picked himself up even when people doubted him. He picked himself up even when he hurt himself again. And he told himself he gonna do it. He gonna keep going. And now we're looking at the end of his career, all the legacy that he put on for himself, for the community, and all the aspiration that people have in themselves because of what D Rose presented to our community. So it's like, now let's keep going with the betting on yourself, bro. Come on, what's going on?
And you know what? It's really like building character. Like when you take a stumble or fall or injury, however it goes, it's on how you come back.
Right.
You know, like we know a lot of people who, you know, never had that struggle, right? We wouldn't know what they would turn out to be if they had that struggle. But a person who had the struggle and came back from it, and it shows his character, and it shows that he didn't give up. Like I think that's the number one thing with men. You know what I'm saying? We can't give up on nothing that we searching or trying to do, because that negativity will start flowing inside you, and then you just be out there. You know what I'm saying?
Especially on ourselves, because so many give up on themselves.
Right.
Yeah. So many of us give up on ourselves.
It's a bad thing, man.
And then you see it now, especially in sports. Like we just got done with the NFL draft.
Oh man, how y'all feel about that? That's another conversation.
You know,
we probably had to do a whole show.
You know, so. And it just goes to show you that we all know that Shedeur Sanders and who his father is and everything like that, and nobody expects him to fall to the 5th round, right?
Right.
So now he has a redemption story, something to prove. So he wants to bet on himself.
Man.
Something similar to Lamar, but Lamar Jackson went at the end of the 1st round.
First round, right?
And he still came out to be a 2-time MVP. You know, just what?
That's why I'm glad he fell back, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm glad he fell back.
But do you think it was because of Deion or because of Shedeur, his flamboyancy?
Okay, let's talk about it.
I think it's because of both. I think it's because of both. But you know what? It sickens me that they would punish him for being confident in himself. It's like it's not that he's arrogant, but it's like they punishing him just for being confident. You know what I mean? And as well as the fact of who his father is. I think it's both. But that's another reason I'm glad that it was him that was in that position that fell back, because we know money is not an issue for him, right? So even though it may hurt him as far as with his financial, we know he's straight. rather than it being a person that come from nothing, get up there who's confident in himself, and then they fall to that spot. You know what I'm saying? And having improved
like
themselves.
Travis Hunter.
Is it? Right. Yeah, exactly. Good example, right? Because then it'd be harder for him because now they more have to deal with the financial strain. Because some people, for some reason, they think just because you make it to the league, whether the NBA or the NFL, oh, you automatically rich. That's not the case.
Taxes.
Exactly. Taxes, agents, all type of association fees. You know what I'm saying? Your lifestyle, where you living at. You know, all with that, but you don't know what type of debt your family and you trying to get them out of, so you don't know. Yeah. But for somebody like him, we know he don't have to worry about that. So him falling back, I believe wholeheartedly he gonna go out here and he gonna act. He gonna show him y'all made a big mistake. He gonna kill. Shout out to that man, the young man.
I think Deion needs to loosen up a little bit.
You think so?
I think he's a great father. I just feel like you see most men, you know, they're doing training camp like. It's like almost like his dad is his agent. You know what I'm saying? He's talking that much about his son when his son can do all the talking now. You know, that's how I feel.
I know, but what about the Ball family though? He talk a lot more than Deion. Look where he's saying.
But LeVar never played basketball. You see what I'm saying? Deion, his son playing the same sport. No. His son, listen, Deion's son playing the same sport he playing in. You see what I'm saying? And he's sounding more like an agent when he going out like, my son ain't going to play for certain teams.
Yeah, that's
you
tough.
know, like, so I think the NFL gave them a nice little humble pie. Listen, this is our community. This is not yours. We do this here. Because if one owner is not feeling Shedeur or his interview went bad, he's letting all the other owners know too. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a community with the owners. So I think they feel like, listen, if you want to come here and try to say what you ain't going to do, we're going to show you. And that's what they did.
Okay, so say that's the case. Do you still think do you think that's fair?
No, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's white privilege.
So I would say, well, then why not? Forget you got the money. You ain't worried about him falling. Keep talking your stuff. And then when he do get in there, go in there and show out like you're supposed to.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Go in there and show out.
Yeah.
But we get, you know, but they got it. I just don't like that narrative of we have to pipe down from being confident. I can understand arrogance, but when you're just confident and you've proven that you've been strong and you've been handling your business, then man, why do we have to calm down, you know, from being confident?
You know what I think about when I think about the narratives when it comes to fathers and agents, things like that, and sons? I look at the situation with Shedeur and Deion, right? Then I look at LeBron and Bronny.
Yeah.
Bronny wasn't really that talkative like Shedeur is during the draft season and things like that. Yeah. You know, people still have their opinions on it.
Well, he can't be.
That's a difference. Them two different.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
You know.
But it just goes to show you when the father is so successful in one sport and his son follows him in that same sport, no matter what, the eyes is going to be on that son. So you can dictate how you respond to those reporters. You see what I'm saying? I think Shedeur took a different step than Bronny because Shedeur has more Deion in him than Bron has in Bronny. You know what I'm saying?
He got a better track record too. He got some backing with his game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where we look at a dynamic of being a quarterback coming in and being confident. We're held at a different standard. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the NFL saw that as a threat, seeing someone that's so powerful that knows that legendary, that's his brand. And he's not scared of the pushback. He's not scared of the challenges. And that's something that a lot of people might see a threat within the NFL community. But it's unfortunate that had to happen. But the main thing to betting on yourself is that he has opportunity to come and still play. And the main thing that NFL GM said today is that the past doesn't matter. He can still work himself up and compete for against that quarterback they drafted as well.
There it is.
So knowing Shedeur, knowing Deion, that they're going to be in a good position to be able to compete for that position that he deserves, and time will tell. But I feel like this is a lesson for athletes on understanding how you position yourself and potential outcomes on things that can go. It's okay to be confident and things like that, but sometimes depending on what situation you're in or what type of capabilities or what type of things that you have to kind of watch on how things might go, because what you say can affect you regardless of how good you are. It doesn't matter how good you are if you're not able to just basically, it can seem wrong to certain types of people that you might have to sometimes watch in certain situations, especially as people in our community. You have to kind of understand the situation as a whole, but understand that you can still live at the end of the day and still bounce back and continue to reinvent yourself through what you're doing. Right?
Yeah, I get you. Like, you got to be mindful. I hear both of y'all. Like, you got to be mindful of the fact that coming into this, we don't have control over that. So be mindful that if you come in like that, that this is how you're going to be treated. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you just a player.
Right. So you might want to be careful if you somebody coming from nothing on how you carry yourself. Because even though you might have the right to be confident, unfortunately, this is how they're going to punish you for having that confidence.
And I mean, the NFL is a business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, publicity is good or bad, and it still gets you views and it still gets you money. It still make money. You see the internet going crazy about Shedeur.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, they making a lot of money off of this situation, even if that's not what he deserved. The parent company of the NFL is making a lot of money based off this, man. So I don't know.
Right. It's like understanding that even at the end of the day, your NFL players is the employee for the NFL owners.
Yeah.
We make up majority of the players in the NFL, but we don't own any of the teams.
Right.
And that's a perspective that we need to look at, understanding when we look at this deal, that we're the ones entertaining, but we don't have ownership of the entertainment. Everyone wants to be the player, but no one wants to sit back and be in the C-suite.
Come on,
it is.
Have ownership of the team.
Man.
You don't have true control until you have true ownership and you're able to make decisions on behalf of yourself and your organization. So that's something that we need to understand within our communities as a whole, that we're not truly free until we have ownership and we have control of our own narrative.
That's financial freedom.
And we always talking about, the Black community, we always over anything in regards to entertainment, whether it be through movie stars, whether it be through acting, whether it be through, like you said, sports. It's like we always can be the main player, the main character, but are we going to be the main ones in the C-suite? Are we going to be the main ones owning the whole team? And that's not the case. So I feel like this is a good segue to another topic.
It is,
ownership in the Black community.
Come on, man.
How I feel about that?
Y'all is sharp, man. Y'all
are brother, man.
Sharp.
Appreciate you.
I will say that, man. This is what we gonna do.
Y'all coming back.
Yes, sir.
Y'all are on it, man. And I love that, man. So look, we're gonna switch it up a bit, because we definitely got to get into a different part of the show. So
let's get to the nitty-gritty.
Before we do that, about that time. Shout out to the plug.
Shout out to the plug.
Shout out to the plug, man.
Where can you find the latest and greatest in urban apparel? Moolah Monster Collections. Bro, tell them where they can find you at.
You can find us at moolahmonster.com. Check us out, man. All day, every day. Summer gear ready to explode. Let's get it.
Y'all, one more time?
moolahmonster.com.
Get in tune, man. Check it out. The latest and greatest in urban wear. You hear me?
Yeah.
Always. Hey, my brother Reggie moving forward over here. Indeed. Listen, the Pursuit of Moving Forward 2.
Indeed. Pursuit of Moving Forward 2 is out wherever you get your books at, man. I have a bit of an announcement to make, but I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
No spoiler alert.
No spoiler alert. Not on this episode, at least.
And Tuesdays, they can find you well.
The Nightcap Radio Show, which will come. That's another announcement too. I ain't gonna drop that. But just know I'm doing some big stuff this summer, man. So for sure.
Yeah, we got. It's going down. Hey, me and my team, we getting out here. We making things happen.
Man.
We chasing our dreams, man. We accomplishing our goals, and we ain't waiting on nobody to hand us nothing. We get motion. You hear me? We get emotional. With that being said, do me a favor at DJenkins_25 on TikTok.
Yep.
Go get in tune, man. Stay in tune with me as I'm doing some rebranding. And it really ain't a rebrand. I'm just exposing myself broader to the world.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it through a new avenue. Check me out on TikTok. So you're gonna hear some music clips on there. But I got some great music coming your way. I guarantee you're gonna love the conversation. You're gonna love the music, and we gonna keep this thing going. You hear me?
Man.
You hear me? Get
As we
tuned.
talking about black ownership, man, y'all own these companies.
Hey.
Y'all own that show. y'all own that clothing brand. You own what you doing.
Man, we trying.
I support
We
you.
working.
And
Now,
shout out to Sadie. She having a Mother's Day brunch, after day party.
Hey.
come on.
Yeah, you know, this is our sister Sadie, 106.3.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's gonna be at the Chill Venue Bar, 735 Torrance Avenue in Calumet City.
Right.
Let's Chill Venue Bar, 735 Torrance Avenue, Calumet City, on Mother's Day from 2 to 6, Sunday, May 11th, 2 to 6.
Be there.
May
Be
11,
there.
2 to 6. Be there.
And you can't make it there, you could come hit us where?
Come here, right here, man. We are having the first annual Dear Mama Mother's Day brunch event here, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be super dope. I'm looking forward to, meeting and talking to people. We celebrate moms, past and present. So even if your mom is not with us no more, man, we have something special for everybody as well. So it's gonna be a great event.
Amen.
Most definitely. And then last but not least, man, we got these awesome brothers up here. Hey, y'all been blessing us today with a lot of information, man. The people need to know, especially they need to know where can they get in tune with you guys so that they can learn more about financial literacy.
Yes, sir. So you can be able to reach us at socialstorm.store.com, or you can reach me on my own website at coreyphillips.org as well. You can be able to get your merch, be able to contact us on social media at Corey Phillips 3, Social Storm Network.
Wait, what you got on right now?
Yeah.
Show it.
It's merch. You can purchase our merchandise, our new merch that we're about to drop on socialstorm.store. You can also book us for speaking engagements, be able to panel discussions, and also come out and be able to do events at your schools, nonprofits, organizations, or more. So feel free to reach us at socialstorm.store, coreyphillips.org, or our Instagram accounts at coreyphillips3, Social Storm Network for my accounts.
And then for me, it's Ian space Alphonse. Don't go Ian.Alphonse. That's the hacked account. The hacked account got more followers.
Yeah, they called me too.
Oh.
They wanted some money from me, but
I knew it wasn't you.
Man, it's
So say it
unfortunate.
again.
So the hacked account is my profile picture is me in a gray suit. That's the hacked account. I'm telling y'all, don't be like Moolah
Don't go to
trying
that
to get
one.
money.
Don't go to
from
that
me.
one.
Yeah, but my real account that I'm starting to rebrand in regards to promoting health science content and things of that nature. That account has my profile picture that has a brown leather jacket. I'm looking spiffy with the Bronny braids. Right. So.
You look like Bronny kind of a little bit too, man.
Is that Hey, what my hoodie? Let me put the hoodie on. But man. That's like
I'm just looking.
That's my celebrity comparison.
Shout out to the plug.
Shout out to the plug.
Shout
man.
out to the plug.
Speaking of merch, man, we're gonna bless
what's
y'all
that
brothers,
merch,
man.
man?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna bless you, brothers.
It's my birthday.
Appreciate you, brothers,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Let's slide through here, man. Blessing, man.
Well, we gotta play with something, man.
Welcome to the family, brothers.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to the family.
Yes, sir.
Y'all coming back, man.
We take
coming back.
Take a quick little photo.
We gonna get that on. They got you. Yeah.
All right. Indeed,
Definitely.
man.
Brother, appreciate
Oh yeah, for sure. We locked in.
Move up.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now y'all know what time it is. Everybody that tunes in around the world and the globe knows this segment because of the trendiness of it, right? This is called What's in That Bag. So my new little brothers, this is purely about our people, our followers sending us letters, right, around the world, and they look for us to give advice to their situation, right? So because you guys are here, they're looking for you to give advice on their situation. They're looking for some type of direction to go on their situation. It could be about anything, right? If ain't nothing in that bag, you don't really want to talk about it, you ain't got no advice about it, you can just like, nah, I'm cool. But if you have some genuine advice or something or comment you want to say about it, I guarantee this person is watching and they're listening. So they will take that and they will write back and give us their feedback about what happened. All right.
Appreciate y'all.
Okay, this is one that's fitting. So take your time to listen and then we'll get it. Okay, you guys ready?
Man.
All right, you guys ready out there? Time to get into this bag. All right. Good evening, gentlemen. As always, keep up the good work. I love the show. I tune in as much as I can. And I just started listening on the way to work. Okay, cool. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
I'll keep this short. Can you gentlemen please tell me your stance on older people dating younger people? I'm in my late 40s and I am dating a guy in his early 20s and I love it. Tracee Ellis Ross explained her reasoning for dating younger men on a podcast, but she gets judged by people saying she's ruining a young man's youth, which is crazy to me. Also, although I'm not a fan of his latest choice of women, Shannon Sharpe as well prefers to deal with younger women, as he said on his show with Young Miami on his podcast, but yet people are still calling him a creep. So I'm curious to know, gentlemen, what is your stance on older people dating younger people? And if you have a daughter or a son that's in their early 20s, what would you say about them dating someone in their mid 40s? All right, so let's get right into it. This young lady is writing and saying that she is dating someone that's in their early 20s. She's in her mid 40s, right? She went on to say about how Tracee Ellis Ross was explaining on her show that she likes to date younger men. We all know how old, ish Tracee Ellis Ross is. She fine though, too. But then you got Shannon Sharpe, who's dealing with his mess or whatever, but
That's different.
he's definitely made it known that he likes dating women that's at least 20-ish so years younger than him as well. But people call him a creep for that. So, thinkers, to my guys, we want to know what's your thoughts on older people dating younger people. And if I have a son that's 20. What is your thoughts on your child dating someone that's maybe twice their age, right? Let's get to my man first.
I mean, I'm sorry. But for the people who have children, I really want to open this to y'all first. Like, can y'all respect that? I feel like at this point, I want to sit back and hear y'all's perspective on this.
Okay.
If your son brought in a broad like Tracee Ellis Ross to the crib, what we doing? What we doing?
This is what we want you to do.
Yeah,
Man, you want to know?
I don't want to go. I don't want to go first with that.
Look, man,
no,
I really do feel like if I was to go first, I say it like this: I don't want to put on my own experience, like I've been with a woman that's older on y'all. I will put it from a holistic standpoint. It's about being intentional. It's about understanding at this point in your life, what do you want to have at the end? What's your end goal? Do you want to have a partner that has a real estate property that's looking to be in business, that's looking to add to your life? Or are you looking for a good time? So that being said, I mean, Tracee Ellis Ross, I mean, power to the people, power to you. But, in any relationship, that should be the main basis. How are you trying to add to each other's life? And I really don't feel like the age matters. If you're able to add to somebody, the age really shouldn't matter. So, I mean, right now I'm looking for, somebody who I can go and grow and build with. Somebody who is an entrepreneurial mind, an entrepreneurial spirited woman, somebody who's very articulate, and somebody that, like I said, we can just grow and build. I really don't think an age has anything to do with it. Where we're at the same point and we're in cohesion with those goals that we have for ourselves, then I feel like at that point, I wouldn't talk or bash against Tracee Ellis Ross, and I wouldn't bash against Unc if those cards is in play.
Got it right here from Bronny James himself. No, that's heavy. No, okay, so that's one perspective. Yeah, age don't matter. Y'all got to be aligned and you got to be very intentional with each other as far as the goals and things you want to plan. So if she's however age, whatever, as long as y'all align, you with it.
I ain't gonna say I'm with her, but I'll say that's what it justifies. That's what I justify.
Okay, all right.
I'm saying my age right now.
So you said with your age right now. Okay, I like it. What you got, my man?
I feel like in a situation, understanding that people will have different timelines in their life, and a lot of people might not find love at the age of 19, 20, 21, 22, and it might happen in different ways. But I feel like in today's society, we have an amplification of relationships, and what standards are is usually on an unrealistic standpoint, unrealistic goals or standard that really can't really be mimicked by everyday people. We look at celebrities, we look at movies, we look at all these things, and we say, oh yeah, this is what a relationship stands for. But it's different for everyone. But I feel like if you look at an age standpoint, understanding that that everyone, it might be tough, it might have an interesting dynamic as far as the difference within age might show. But at the end of the day, I feel like if people are in a relationship, I believe more people should have the relationship private if they want to, because I feel like society oftentimes brings out things that are unnecessarily, which can ruin people's relationships. But I believe that it shouldn't be based off of age as long as they're legal, of course. If they're legal and responsible. I feel like if everyone has some sort of value within their life, because I feel like some people just go into relationships and just do it just to do it. But I feel like if they significantly add value to each other's life and they're adding something and it makes them a better person as a general, they share the same values and morals and ideologies, then that's something that it should be up to them. They shouldn't have to be bashed for doing that. But of course, everyone has their own opinion on it at the end of the day, because it's a free country. You have freedom of speech.
Right.
People can have their opinion, but I feel like more people shouldn't make the relationships off opinions, off of social media, and based off of what these societal standards, which always shift each and every day, based off of trends, what's happening next, who's doing this, who's with that. I feel like it's just an interesting dynamic, but I feel like it should be up to the people that's doing it. If they really feel like they are for each other, time will tell. But at the end of the day, most relationships aren't successful due to financial times. So
you can expect
that's something if we should be focused on. If a relationship's not going to last, is majority of the marriages go divorced because of financial hardship. So understanding things like that, or just your values and morals, and if this is the right person, can decide as if this relationship is going to work out.
And talking about financial hardships, I mean, like, if you are older at that point, Tricia Ellis Ross, you got the bag. Are you expecting the weight of the financial burden to be on the young guy, knowing that he probably don't got the bag at that point? So it really is, again, based on the intention that you have in the relationship. And it should be, like Corey said, based on you and how y'all feel and how y'all think. And it shouldn't be as public. And y'all shouldn't be considering the likes of other people who don't know what y'all going through and how y'all even got to the point where y'all even considering a relationship. How y'all feel about that point?
Well, let me give y'all some grownness. That was real sweet. Real sweet.
But y'all, like, would y'all go for a 20?
But this is how it goes, right? First of all, I'm gonna go with the man. Shannon Sharpe, you 50-something years old. If you're 50-something years old and you're dating a 20-year-old, 19-year-old, you might as well should have bought an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. See, when you do things like this, see, men, we understand things. That's just supposed to be one night. That's it. He made it several nights, then a few more nights, and then years. And it never supposed to go like that. I'm telling you guys, never. I don't care how good she look. I don't care how white she is, because they will come like that. Listen, do not ever just keep going back. That's what men mess up at. They keep returning. You know what I'm saying? You hit it, leave it there. You know what I'm saying? You got whatever your wild loads you sold them, is cool. That's a no-go. I say 30 is probably a limit for a 50-year-old, far as, you don't go under that. You know what I'm saying? You want something nice, you know what I'm saying, nice shape. And when you get older, you don't want another old person with you, both of y'all hunchback. You want somebody to wipe you down and, wash you up. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. I'm not dating no person my age. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to date somebody that's younger than me. You know what I'm saying? To give me some spunk. You know what I'm saying? When I need to do something. She going to keep me out. But on the other side, Tracy, she just supposed to do what I just said. She's supposed to hit the young man and keep it moving. It's okay for you to just keep dating young men and letting them just, you know what I'm saying, slide in, slide out. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? She's single. People have a misjudgment of single people. Women can do the same thing that men do. If we single, you can go examine that vagina. She can go examine that penis. It's okay. That's what they want to do. They not married, right? You can do as you please, you know. But I just don't like the internet people, because the same people who like try to dog out, they doing the same thing. They just had it.
They wish it was them.
They really do. You know, if my son came home with a Tracy, I'm high fiving them. I'm high fiving.
Hey son, what you doing? Man. B. Jenkins, what you got, man?
Well, first off,
his son's hoopers. They really gonna get in that game soon.
I think that they made a good point as far as any relationship you in, it should be based off the term of are you adding value to my life? You know, are you ready to help me build and move forward? So when it comes to the age thing, yeah, of course we know you legal. You know, I understand if they legal, they legal. But I do not agree with the 56 and 20, 56 and 19. I think that's totally different.
Okay.
You know, as far as what Turbo saying, as far as like in that instance where he should have just, that should have been a one night. That shouldn't have been no time. He shouldn't have touched a period. First of all, you seen that you met on the OnlyFans. You meet somebody on, and that in your intent is very important in situations like this. You will meet somebody on the OnlyFans, right? That means that they utilize their body and sexual advancements to gain monetary finances. Why would you think that they wouldn't use you to even further themselves financially? So why even get indulge in that? You know what I mean? I believe that in the instance, she 40-something, he 20-something, you know, is y'all talking about building together? Are you talking about being married? Establishing something. The reason I say being married, because when you marry somebody, you're investing in that individual. So are you talking about building something together? Otherwise, you're just wasting time. See, and that's the thing. We got to stop with all these playing games and wasting time when you could be focusing more on building something. We were just talking about you spending all your time doing things that that's irrelevant, when you could be doing something to establish yourself further, whether it be in your career or whatever, you know what I mean? Your relationship, you know. But if y'all just around, you just having fun and all this, you wasting time, man. Stop it. So as far as the age, me personally, I don't subscribe to it. Whether it's legal or not, I don't subscribe to it. I'm not saying that you gotta date somebody your age, but I agree with what you said, Turbo. You say you 50 years old, 50 plus, your cutoff should be 30 years old. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? If you in your 20s, and they in their 40s, I may not subscribe to it, but I know it's some beautiful women in their 40s, especially in our people that just in our bracket. You know what I'm saying? You got some beautiful 40-year-old women who some 20-year-olds might go for. But guess what? Are they talking about just having fun? Are they talking about just, you know, or are they talking about building with you?
I gotta add to that.
You know what I mean?
I mean, for my mindset right now, I feel like really when I was in high school, it was really about who can either get the most or who can get the oldest. It will always be a competition. So I really don't think from this mindset of a young man trying to go for an older woman, I don't think the young man is mature enough
to look at. He's not. So you're telling me a young man is not looking to establish something when he's dating an older female.
And I don't think that that's for every young man.
But the majority.
From the perspective in which I had, it was always, we was at the lunch table, man, the oldest I got was 27. Oldest I got was 25. It wasn't, hey, I'm looking to build this and this with this woman, and this is what we're doing, this actionable steps that we're taking. I really do feel like it was more intentional the older I got about women.
And that's what I mean. And that's why you need to stop, because see, what we doing, we playing around with these games. Of course, everybody know I'm an advocate for courting. I mean, and that don't mean having sex. I think you should date multiple people until you find somebody that you want to settle down with. Then you do it the right way. You know, unfortunately, it don't work like that most of the time. But in regards to doing it, understand this: the more you mess with, you never know what another person might get in once they invest their emotions, how they might respond. You never know if you're able to shake that person. You never know the what type of mental stress you may have to deal with an individual. You never know if you get a person pregnant, or if you get pregnant, then what you have to deal with. You never know if they got a stalker, or if they got an ex-husband, or if they got an ex-wife. When you deal with it, you got to think about all these things, because these are the things that's very detrimental to your livelihood when you dating, when you messing around with other people with no intention behind it. besides just playing games.
Right.
So whether they 44, 24, 34, or 54, if you're not looking to establish something, why just keep playing around, wasting time, getting yourself involved with people that know how to hack into your credit. You know what I'm saying?
Now you
know how to get into your phones. They know how to, you know what I'm saying? You
I
gotta
got a
be
question
careful.
too, Greg. On speaking on the Shannon Sharpe thing, it was like a setup waiting to happen. It was like, why these guys who play professional sports or celebrities, like they fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
But that's the disconnect, bro. People get so much money, they get some of these brothers get so much money, they get disconnected and they think they can buy their way out of any situation. People can say what they want, but that's what it is. You know, when we was younger, we done a lot of things illegal, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real. I changed my life. I'm a changed man. I'm a man of God. And it wasn't in response to no sexual things, though. I tell you that much.
Right.
But what I will tell you is the things that I did do, one thing that we was taught, you don't talk about that stuff over the phone. You know what I mean? So why would you even put yourself in that position unless there's such a social disconnect from you because of the money that you now make that you feel like you're empowered to do this and nobody can stop you from doing it. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't know. 50, 54, 55, 56 with a 19-year-old, stop it, man.
Yeah,
Stop it. Stop it. You know?
Man, I'm all about courting, like you said. Like if I'm going for you, I gotta have that intention that I want to grow, that I want to build with you. And if it's not happening while I'm in the relationship, it's time to leave. Man, and it's like when you courting with somebody, you growing always. So I'm hoping at this point, the woman that I get with, we 40, 50 and still looking like the sexy 40, still looking like the sexy 50. Because I'm not gonna let you let yourself go, and I'm not gonna allow myself to let myself go, and vice versa. If you see me letting myself go, we supposed to be that partnership, that team that allows us to be comfortable, continuously growing, even in those 50, 60, 70-year-old ages.
Reg,
man. Wait,
hold on.
Man, I'm just a husband.
Do you see, like the way he said, like 50, 30, 40, 20, do you see it being like that, or you feel like 50 and 20 is okay?
And you know, once again, TLTV, man, y'all know how we rock here. We about to wrap up pretty soon, but to answer that,
I want to leave you.
There is a huge stigma that goes around that age thing. You know, I'll be 40 this summer. You know, my oldest son will be 20. You know, so I view it differently. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
If my 20-year-old son said, "Dad, you know, I'm dating this woman that's 40-something," I'm about to be 40-something. So I view it differently. So I will be like, okay, well, what are your intentions with her? You know, you can't say, man, she's fine, she's dating. I don't want you to do that, Junior.
What is her intentions with him?
You know what I'm saying?
Not his intentions.
His concern is his son.
I know. But I just want to know. Bring her to the house so I can talk to her.
Right. You say from that
to him, hey, Miss Lady, son.
Yeah, what you trying to do?
What you trying to do?
Because I'm already knowing a woman that age. What you want, my 20-year-old son? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, okay, what do you? So it's a little different, but I will say, as we get ready to kind of close this up a little bit, it's so good that we have young men here around that age that, you know, are so smart-minded to this type of sensitive situation when it comes to dating older women. Because I'm sure, bros, y'all ain't even scratched the surface of the amount of women that you're going to meet in your lifetime.
We ain't gonna say that.
You know, so, you know, you got a many years of exploring this world, traveling, seeing women from different races, etc. So
that's true.
Hold on. No, them boys in college, man. I ain't gonna never say what they ain't saying. It don't take a lot to say you'd had to share a fair share amount, man. So I'm glad they all got their mind on straight, that they looking to build with somebody.
Yeah. Man, you can't be broke and have had these women. I'm like, damn, that's all we really got to stay focused on self-esteem. I mean, you can only work hard for so long until your body really do deteriorate. I don't want to be 40, 50 really trying to focus on building what I could have been doing when I was.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
LeBron
That's what I'm talking about, man.
LeBron taught his son pretty good.
By the time I'm 40, I want to be sitting down somewhere.
Man,
built the platform, get a get a torch. I'm gonna be 50, 60 when I get a torch. I'm not gonna be no 70, 80.
And I'm feeling good, man. They got me feeling good up here, man. That's what I'm talking about.
I love the energy that we had on this show, man. It was just, once again, man, hand clap to you brothers, man, for coming through, showing the good people some good stuff, man. One more time, where can they find y'all at?
You can follow me on Instagram at CoreyPhillips3 or CoreyPhillips.org, or you can follow us at Social Storm Network or socialstorm.store.
There it is. Bonnie.
Man, y'all can find me where I'm not supposed to be at. On the basketball court, y'all can find me in the swim pool. Y'all can find me on the tennis court. Y'all can, look, all I got to say is I want to be active with y'all. So DM me. Y'all can find me on Ian Space, not Dot. That's my hacked account. Ian Space, Alphonse. The brown leather jacket. Y'all can find me on that account. And I just want to continue to grow and have fun, man. So
I love it. I love it. Moolah, where you at?
MoolahMonster.com. Check us out, man.
It is. D Jenkins.
At D Jenkins _25 on YouTube. At D Jenkins _25 on TikTok.
Of course, I am Reggie Moving Forward. This is Reggie Moving Forward on Facebook, The Voice of Vibes, RMF on IG. And as we close out, man, I want to give our thinkers' final thought here as we close out for the show. You know, we talked a lot today about, you know, investing and what it looks like to budget your money and invest in the right things, right? We highlight the show around, you know, a simple term that doesn't seem so simple anymore, but it's called investing in yourself. You know? The thing that I want people to understand now is no matter how old you are, no matter what race you are, no matter what gender you are, when you take the time to invest in yourself and block out the noise from the outside people, social media, family, friends, the society that we live in, you focus on your purpose, life seems to get a little bit easier, all right? Blocking out the noise, surround yourself around people that's going to build you, you know, like-minded people that you can learn from. You know, even if you want to date someone that's older, learn from them.
Right.
You know, having somebody in your space that you can learn and value the things that you want to accomplish in life. You know, this show, this platform, these young brothers, combined with us older guys, this is information that's going to go out to the masses. But the main thing is investing in yourself to do the things that you want to do to build your life the way you want to go. No matter what the society says, friends, family, you know, we wish well to Unc and Shannon Sharp and anything like that, you know, but take the time to invest in yourself and surround yourself with like-minded people that's going to help you do what you do. All right, so look, we about to get up out of here, man. Once again, bros, welcome to the family. You know, y'all locked in, man, so y'all, we getting in tune. We got a lot of stuff coming up this summer, so I hope to see y'all there.
Right on.
Y'all get a call.
Y'all probably to our next event in June.
When is the next event? Tell us about it.
Man, so it's our last event really just ended last Thursday, but we already know Corey and we got the capacity to curate an event every 2 months. So we planning late June to have our third addition to the Empower Our Future series. So y'all stay in tune with that. We're going to be at Rainbow Push. We know that much. But the date is going to be TBD. And again, it's just going to be bringing other like-minded folks in the building to be able to empower you guys and to be able to give you guys a collaborative room in which y'all can be around people like Moolah, like our boy Reggie, like our boy right here, to be able to, you know, put yourselves in position to be able to work with these guys. Last time we had Obama Foundation, we had Quo, a millionaire pop up.
Keep us informed so I can promote it. You know what I'm saying? As you get more information on the date, keep us informed so I can promote it every show too. Yeah,
it is. You know, we're going to be locked in.
So
look, man, we're going to see y'all next time, man. Once again, go follow these brothers, man. Oh, yeah, we got an amazing show next week, man. So come through, man. Y'all, of course, y'all invited to come through and hang out with us, man. If y'all, I mean, I know y'all got a lot going on. But,
no, we started the summer.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We locked in, man. So we will see y'all next time, man. Look, be safe out here, man. There's so much going on in the world. Love on your loved ones. Tell the people you love that you love them, man. Don't take life for granted. Life is short. All right? With that, we are
thinking outside the box.
We'll see y'all next time, man.
See, things have come to head. Time out for scare. You scared, reroute today and follow us down Courage Lane. They cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke like we chiefing on a pound a day, but not talking intoxicating rage. Not this is